Hello beautiful people, I'm Alana and welcome back to my vlog channel. It's been a minute since I made a video on here, so I thought that I would do it today while doing laundry, as I have done many videos on this channel. I hate doing laundry. Help me out, won't you? I really hate it. This is a video I've been meaning to make for a minute. I just hadn't gotten around to it, and then it happened again over the weekend. But first, why not an update? Because yeah, I don't think I've uploaded here in I don't know, several months. It was always going to be like this channel would kind of fall behind if things were busy, and things have been busy. So I quit my job back in December. This is my first time not working full-time in, my whole life. I straight up left school, went to university, and then got a full-time job. And I'm really enjoying it. The reason that I left my job, for anyone who missed it, was really just so I could spend more time at home with my family. And I did spend 2 weeks in December with my mom, which is already really nice. Because even though that wasn't a huge amount of time, it was my first time where usually when my family comes to visit me, I still have to have meetings all day. And it was the first time that I didn't have to do that. Where I scheduled all my work and just worked really hard before she came. So I had the whole 2 weeks with her, and we went hiking and we went on a little vacation, and I didn't have to work. And it was all immediately really nice. Hello, Manager. Oh my gosh. And then I went to Mexico, and then I went to Australia for a full month, which is kind of what my plan was. So nice to spend that time with my nieces and my family members and all that stuff. And then my mom and I went to Peru for 2 weeks, which was incredible. I loved it there so much. It was incredible food. Literally everybody except one person, literally just one bad experience. It was so nice. Beautiful place. We hiked to Machu Picchu, explored the Sacred Valley, and then spent 3 days in the Amazon jungle with no power, no phone service, which is a really cool experience. Just being a human outnumbered, so significantly outnumbered that you're sleeping and you can hear a million kinds of birds. You can hear the animals having conversations with each other. There are so many of them and so few humans, and that was very cool. It was just a really nice reminder of oh man, this planet is not ours, and it's just a good thing to remember, I think. What do you think of that? And then a week after I got back from Peru, I went to Liverpool for the Premier League, the final game of the season, and the parade. We actually did almost get hit by the car. I don't know if any of you will have seen this. He passed us. It was me, Rahul, and Omar, who some of you might know from Funhouse. And there was a car that ran into a bunch of pedestrians, and he passed us. We were not down the end. It was maybe probably 15-20 seconds after us that he ran into the crowd, but I had to step out of the way. Omar and I looked the dude in the face. We were very close, but thankfully everybody's okay. Nobody was killed. It's awful, but it was still largely a really wonderful time. And then from there I went to Nottingham, where I went to Warhammer World, which is it's where they make all of the Warhammer figures and everything. But the coolest thing about it was actually more so that they have a gallery. It's straight up like a museum, where artists, the heavy metal team is what they call the painters who are very good painters, have built these full huge displays. One of them is the size of a room for Warhammer battles. So it's like an old-ass painting where you're looking at a battle, except it's done with Warhammer figures, and every single piece of it tells a story. And because some of them you can fully walk around, they're full 360 displays, you see different pockets of different bits of information that feed into what's happening. I thought it was unreal. So cool. And then spent a week in London, which I always love it there. Flew back home for Summer Game Fest, and then immediately from there went to
Well, I was not supposed to help.
Yes, I was just talking about going to Warhammer World and how cool that was.
I just played the greatest game ever.
Yeah, Rahul just played Maestro, which is I played it on Instagram. Little banjo. It's a conducting VR game, and it is very cool. And then from there, we went to New York for Tribeca. This has been months of back-to-back travel. It's been very fun, but I don't want to go anywhere. It was for a premiere of a show Rahul is on called We Were Liars. Check it out. Amazon. He plays Ed. And a game that I am acting in called Dispatch was there as well. And then finally back to LA. But it's been a lot of travel. What else did we do?
We went to Canada.
Oh my god, we went to Canada, you're right.
Oh no!
Oh, he's got a
little
onion. Everybody, you can buy these. This is the game that I'm co-directing.
Dogs love them.
This is our main character. He's an onion. He does have a name, but I'm not revealing that yet. Leave a link in the description. 100% of proceeds go to funding the video game. We don't have a publisher. Andy, only 3 people. Banjo endorses it. So then we went to Canada because Rahul is in Carrie.
I'm not in her.
Rahul plays a character in the Amazon adaptation of Stephen King's Carrie from Mike Flanagan. You can't say anything about him, can you? Who's to say? Who knows?
Secrets.
All I will say is you're gonna love it.
There's one thing I'll tell you about our mate Mike.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he makes a hell of a show.
He makes a hell of a show. Now, back in LA, trying to stay put until I do go to Australia again for the month of September, which is what I wanted to do on a personal level. Lots of work stuff going on though too, so like I said, I'm co-directing an indie game. I do put a lot of time into that. Leah's deep, he's our protagonist, he's an onion. We just dropped merch, which is like a way for the public to support the game if they would like to. And yeah, I'm narrative directing that. I've shared some stuff about it on Blue Sky, but that's like coming up with all the story and the plot and how that works into level design. Otherwise, I've written on 2 other games so far this year. And I've been co-writing a movie, which is really cool, that I'm also creative producing on, which is taking up a ton of my time, that we're like planning to shoot later this year. Well, I'll announce that as soon as I'm allowed to announce it, but it's been really, really, really fun to work on that. And as part of that, sort of, no comment, there's like some other stuff that I'm doing right now that I can't talk about yet, that I'm really, 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 really excited about. That is like probably some of the coolest stuff I've done in my entire career, so I'll talk about that when I can.
T-shirt I made.
There you go. Part of our movie nights is Rahul makes t-shirts. It's ridiculous. So the other thing that I've discovered about myself, which I guess I think is a thing that I did not quite realize. Idiot! I can't handle unrestricted access to video games. It's been really bad for me. So like, I played video games as a child and then all through high school, and then went straight into working full-time, so I always had to stop at some point. There was always a reason for me to stop playing video games. Now that I technically get to choose my own hours because all of the stuff that I'm working on is like pretty time flexible, like I can kind of do it whenever I want to. That's the point of why I quit my job, is to have that time flexibility. It's like I have always been addicted to crack, but I've never had access to a mountain of crack, and now I have a mountain of crack, and it's been really bad. Like, I can't stop playing video games.
It's like I do too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I look at like Rogue Trader and I look at the run, like how long.
Yeah.
It says I put 70, 80 hours Rogue Trader, right?
Yeah.
While doing Yakuza's
Mm-hmm.
and playing FIFA, like all the ones that I don't log time in. And it doesn't feel like it didn't feel like what you were doing.
My thing is that like
You were doing like full days.
Yes,
I don't think I do full days.
No, I think the reason it's been so bad for me is because I don't have the ability to regulate. I think because I've never had to regulate it before.
No.
So I'm just starting and then playing for 24 hours straight.
You know what
and
it
I
is?
Can't stop myself.
I'm doing 3-4 hours a day.
Yeah.
Consistently for months.
I'm doing my whole life.
You're doing like 11 hours.
It's wild, man. I didn't know it was this bad because I've never had this freedom before. I have to figure something out. I have to figure something out.
This is a t-shirt and a fucking half.
That is sick. That is so cool.
No. Banjo's
Banjo's like, what's going on? What's going on? What do you think of Sauron, Banjo? Are you scared? Anyway, that's where I'm at. But the reason I made today's video is that I finally wanted to make a video about this particular kind of DM that I receive vaguely often. Look, most people who watch this video are probably already going to know this, but it's happened enough that I'm like, let me just try to reach somebody about this. So I would say at this point I get one of these like that I see once a month. It's a DM that I will receive from a woman who is either asking me to block her boyfriend, or this is the one I find more problematic, and it's actually the one that I get more often. They ask me to DM their boyfriend, flirt with them to see what happens. It's basically like, I think I've shown you these before, Rahul. It's basically a message that says like, hey, I know this is weird, but would you mind sending a message to my boyfriend, like asking him out on a date, or like flirting with him in some way, or just like even like talking about video games, because I want to see what he does. I either don't respond, or I respond and I say something along the lines of like, hi, you're absolutely beautiful. Why on earth are you doing this? What do you think, Banjo?
You messaged Salma Hayek, didn't you?
I messaged Salma Hayek and I said, can you message Rahul Kohli and see what he says? New angle, because my phone was about to die. I think that if you're at a point in your relationship, in any relationship that you might be in, where you feel the need to involve a third party for like the kind of sleuthing that these women are asking me to do, you have a huge problem. Not only is it like clearly you don't trust him and that's a problem, and again, that may be valid. You may have reason not to trust him. I think this can be either party's fault. It could be the person who is sending me the messages is simply too insecure to be in a relationship, and I straight up think that they should leave. People get very, very abusive when they get to be this kind of controlling. Like this kind of like distrust for their partner, I think can lead to really nasty things. And it's also the like toxic stuff people say about this kind of shit. I've been in one of those relationships. He was jealous of everything, even though I wasn't doing anything wrong at all. And, you know, he'd be awful to me, and then I would be sad about it, and I would be upset about it, and then he would be like, you know, I have trust issues. It's not my fault. And then it ends up being like your fault that that person is sad about something they did to you. And that is so toxic, so awful, so exhausting. Nobody should be taking on that level of a mental load for their partner. Dear God, if you're in that relationship, please leave. Please leave. The jealous party, the sort of abusive, emotionally abusive party can get so destructive. They need to be alone in order to have the wake-up call that their behavior is bad and that they should reflect inward and change. That unfortunately doesn't work for everybody. Some people will, you know, kind of stick to their guns no matter what. But at the very least, not only is it helping you, and again, those kinds of relationships can also get very physically abusive, things escalate. Women end up dead dating men who do that. And vice versa, to be fair, but it's just violence against women is like a huge problem in Australia, and a lot of it comes from those exact kinds of relationships. Am I ever gonna wear these again? They're really cute pajama pants. They technically go with this ditto top that I'm currently wearing. It's like one of my favorite like casual cozy tops. Am I gonna wear them again? They're so cute. I'm gonna hold on to them. I was gonna donate a bunch of clothes, but it's cute enough. I'll keep them. But my point is that you're also helping that person by leaving. You are also like breaking them out of an abusive cycle where maybe they get a wake-up call. Maybe their friends finally go, hey, you're kind of the asshole here. You should maybe think about that. On the flip side, if you're the jealous party but it's justified, which I think is totally possible, I do think you can be in a relationship that pushes you to become that person, then there are two things to kind of take away from that. One is, why are you still in the relationship if you have that little trust? If your partner has done something that has made you feel that way, valid or not, and you get to the point where you feel the need to message me and ask me to trick your partner, you're also violating their trust back to them. You know what I mean? You are taking someone who has hurt you in some way and has violated your trust and made it so you can't trust them, and you are giving them reason not to trust you. It's a broken relationship. You either got to talk it out or you got to end it. Like, either way. And so many of these girls who are sending me these messages are so beautiful. So beautiful. Much prettier than me. Like, just absolutely gorgeous women. It's like, it's unfathomable that they would feel that low about themselves, either like from themselves, like it's either coming from them internally, or that they're dating somebody who's making them feel this way. It doesn't have to be that way. There are always other options for people. There's a lot of people out there, man. You never, ever have to be stuck in a relationship with someone who is making you feel like this. It is not worth it. I know it's a huge cliche, but really, you only live once. There is just no reason to spend time on this planet with someone who is treating you this way, or making you feel this way, or like in a situation that's making you feel this way, even if that person's not at fault. You know, related to that, you know, the only regret that I have in my entire life is staying in that first relationship that I mentioned for too long. That is literally the number one regret. I'm sure I would have said that publicly before. The biggest regret of my life is that I stayed with that dude in high school who made me feel like shit, went through my phone and paid attention to everything I was doing all the time, and like got mad at me if I spoke to a male friend while I was a goddamn teenager. I was not up to anything interesting. I was obsessed with this dude, and he would yell at me and scream at me and treat me like crap, and I think that I was in that relationship for like a year. So yeah, like literally the biggest regret of my life. I wish that I had not wasted that year of my life with somebody who made me so miserable all the time. And it's like part of the cycle when you date somebody who's like that, which is unfortunately really common. I think that the emotional loop of it can feel romantic to some people, like because you fight and then you cry and then you make up to each other and then you console them and then you talk about how much you love each other and you say you're sorry, and then it happens again and again and again. I think sometimes people can trick themselves into thinking that cycle, because it's so emotional, it feels passionate, so they feel like it feels like real love. Yeah, it's not required. is you do not have to do. Like, I think the reason I want to talk about it is it just every time that it happens, it makes me so sad. Like, what are you going through that would make you have to stoop to messaging some woman you don't know on Instagram and asking her to interact with your boyfriend in some way? Like, what on earth is happening to all of these people who do this? Like, it's far too frequent, and I don't know, it's just really fucking sad. All it is going to do is make a bad feeling potentially worse. Like, even if I do block them, you know, even if that's all you're asking for and I do that, that doesn't solve the actual root of the problem. Like, what is the intended outcome? The intended outcome really is that you just want me to send a dude a message. That's you thinking of like the next step, but it's not you thinking of the chain of events of the long-term outcome. It's really not, because I am not the problem. You know, like, you remove me from the picture or you add me to the picture. I am not the problem in your relationship, I promise. Nor is any other girl that you may be sending this message to. I especially suspect that, like, the ones where they say, can you block my boyfriend? They're probably sending to like quite a few women that these guys are following, and they're going to keep popping up, especially if you're not talking to your partner about it and you're just telling people to block them. But the root of the problem is like a trust issue, that you either don't trust this person or you are so insecure that frankly they shouldn't trust you. You are doing something irrational and kind of shitty to them. That's really all I wanted to say. I don't think I'm saying anything groundbreaking here. It's just like, if there's even one person who hears this who is the person who needed to hear it, then it's worth me making this video. I just, like I said, as somebody whose biggest regret in life is spending any time in a bad relationship like that, like one of those kinds of relationships, you will hate that you spent time in it beyond what you needed to when you get out. I promise you. You will recognize it for the absolute waste of your time that it is, and you might even recognize how toxic that cycle is of being yelled at and then feeling like you're in love and then being yelled at and then feeling like you're in love. It's just not worth it. But yeah, I'm hoping to upload on this channel slightly more often now that I'm less busy. Like I said, it's been a super busy year for me in terms of travel and work, like getting used to the new freelance work balance and like how to navigate, like how to use my time effectively now that I'm a freelancer and working on like so many different projects and directing a video game, which is time consuming, as well as all the video games that I've been destructively addicted to. So some stuff that I wanted to make on here. I'm definitely gonna do my office tour video finally, but otherwise I was planning to make a video with some Funhouse friends. I was thinking like maybe like it'd be Rahul, Jacob. I could do Ethan again, but I was thinking maybe Elise, maybe Bruce. I'm not sure, whatever. I'll see who wants to. Where we rank different flavors of English breakfast tea. Just like make a whole bunch of tea and have people vote on which is the ultimate best English breakfast tea. So I'm gonna do more like fun, silly stuff like that. If you've watched this video, thank you for being here and like indulging in my little life update. I'm Alana, this is Alana IRL, and I will see you guys next time.